pledge allegiance
to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Susan, roll call, please.
Amy Casebeard, Bob Curry,
here.
Amy Meyer, here. Kenneth Sebastian,
Here.
Bill Purcell,
Here.
Norm Warner,
Here.
Chad Van Ryan,
Here.
Donna McIntyre, here. Mike Walker.
Here. Okay. Does anybody have an objection with taking both minutes together in one motion?
Did everybody sign in, Norm?
Oh, yeah. Did everybody sign in? Okay.
I move we approve both minutes as presented.
Second.
Correction of the names.
Yeah. So correction of name spelling for Mr. Bill Purcell, and then both minutes have been moved to approved and seconded. Bill was the motion and Donna was the second. All in favor of accepting the minutes with that amendment? 8-0. Motion passed. Old business. No old business. New business. So tonight we have a public hearing, PC 2024-13, Anthony and J.C. Edwards. Before I open the public hearing, I'm going to read through our script here of what we're supposed to do. These requests are typically termed amendments to the zoning map or rezoning. In considering these requests, the Plan Commission shall pay reasonable regard to the following: the comprehensive plan, current conditions and characters of the current structures and uses in each district, the most desirable use of which the land in each district is adapted, the conservation of property values through the jurisdiction, and the responsible development and growth. Plan Commission hearing pursuant to Indiana Code 36-7-6604. Before a Plan Commission certifies a proposal to the legislative body, the Plan Commission must hold a public hearing, which is what we're doing tonight. The Plan Commission shall give notice of the hearing by publication under Indiana Code 5-3-1. The notice must state the time and place of the hearing, the geographical area that the subject to the zone map change. This notice does not require identification of any real property by meets or bounds, a description of the proposed change in the zone maps, the place where the copy of the proposal is on file for examination before the hearing, that written objections to the proposal that are filed with the Secretary of the Commission before the hearing be considered, that oral comments concerning the proposal be heard, that the hearing may be continued from time to time as may be found necessary. Due notice. The Plan Commission shall also provide for due notice to interested parties at least 10 days prior to the date set for the hearing. Did that happen?
Yes, it did.
Owners of real property to a depth of 2 ownerships must receive notice. The hearing must be held by the Plan Commission at the place stated on the notice. I'm assuming we did that. The files of the Plan Commission concerning proposals are public record and shall be kept available in the Commissioner's office for inspection by any interested person. Pursuant to Indiana Code 36-7-4-605, a proposal to change the zone maps may be certified with a favorable recommendation, an unfavorable recommendation, or no recommendation. The legislative body shall consider the recommendation, if any, of the Plan Commission before acting on the proposal. So, was the property marked with a sign at least 10 days before? Okay, and did we receive any written correspondence? Okay. And we'll take the orals during the public hearing. So at this time, I will call the public hearing to order for PC 2024-13, Anthony and J.C. Edwards. If you would come forward, state your name, address, and then present your application, please. Yeah, hit the button.
I'm Anthony Edwards. That's my wife, JC. We're proposing to rezone the blue highlighted section here on the map, just to build a single-family residence there.
Okay. And
What
how,
is zone now?
agricultural,
Where is it at? What's it at?
on Mattville Road, this was right down from Arthur Morris's place.
Throughout Concord and
How big is this lot?
Right here's,
It's 2 acres.
This is Mackville, this is Concord,
yeah, where they want me to do it at.
right here.
Oh, in that area. How many acres is there?
Stick frame home, yep. Stick frame home. Yes, sir.
What was that, stick built?
Stick built, yes.
Have you had a soil test done?
I have, yes.
Do you have a permit from the health department to
I
put in
do,
the septic?
yes.
Okay. That's two point what?
It's essentially 2, it's like 2.01, I believe.
That has city water.
It will have, yes.
City water, but septic tank.
Correct. BVP, yes. Yeah, the current water line ends about a quarter mile down the road, and we've paid the fee to have them extended
There's
out.
Monroe County too, isn't it?
I'm sorry, what was
There's
that?
some of it out there in Monroe County.
No, it's a little farther away.
Maybe I just missed it on
How long have you owned the property?
Roughly 3 months, give or take.
Is that just a couple acres of carved out of the farm?
I believe so, yes. I think maybe Ms. Sheffield would be able to further.
Read it.
No,
So
absolutely.
it's just, it was not farmed, it was just a grassy area with some woods that was, bush hogged occasionally, we've not farmed it. When you said divide it off, I thought you meant like divide it down, so we're totally, that was what we sold it for somebody to build a house, so we're totally good with that, I mean,
Who owns the tree behind you there, do you know? Who owns that property?
The north would be north of the blue line there?
Yeah, just around the corner. That's you too?
yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
She made celery.
This little square right there, well, I mean, the orange square, that's owned by that, McFadden's, but then we own all the
Right.
rest of that.
Can you state your name and address so we
I'm
have it?
sorry, Polly Chester, 3099 Williams Road, Gosport.
All right, just so that everybody knows.
Yeah. And Arthur Dale Morrison, and I are my mother and father, and we're currently buying that property off of them.
Okay. And you said you and your family have no problem with this?
No, because when we sold it, that's what we sold it for somebody to build a house there.
Have you, okay, have you talked to the county about a driveway permit?
I have, yes.
Okay. And you will have to put a culvert in there, I do believe, for the county highway
Yes.
department to be okay with it?
Yep,
So you know all that?
yes.
All right.
Sounds like he's done his research on
Yeah,
this.
anybody got anything else?
She's probably getting tired of taking my phone calls.
What's that?
I said she's probably getting tired of taking my phone calls.
Yeah, they've been well.
I would rather you to call and get the information than find
Yes.
out it got you at the end.
Absolutely, yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you. You got anything else?
I think,
Okay.
yeah.
I have to take public comment if there is any, and then we can
Perfect.
move on. All right, any public comment about this petition or application? Seeing none, I will close the public hearing for PC 2024-13, and I would entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to accept your application.
And which one of the three
Pardon me?
criteria? Which one? Favorable, I'm assuming?
Favorable, yes.
All right, motion made by Mike Swafford to put a favorable recommendation toward the commissioners. Bill will second it. All right, all in favor of favorable to the commissioners? Show of hands, 8-0. All right, you guys are good to go to the commissioners with it. She can tell you when that meeting will be, I do not know. Okay. Moving on, regarding the UDO public hearing information in October. So we know we have a UDO public hearing on October the 22nd. We're doing that upstairs on the 3rd floor in the courtroom. Jeez, brain's going blank. So it would probably behoove us to get a few things set in stone so that we can go into the meeting, we know what we're going to do. Such as, do we limit the people speaking? I'm assuming there's going to be a lot of people at the meeting. I don't know how we're not going to be able to not limit them and get anything accomplished. So I would propose that we stick with our 3-minute rule and get it out there in enough time that people can spell it down and be ready to go, rather than just springing on them at the last minute.
You want to limit the number of times they come before the committee?
More than, usually it's once. If there's a rebuttal portion, then maybe we can go that route, but as far as, picking out a piece of this and talking about it, you get your time.
So with the 3-minute rule, are we limiting, someone talks about the first item on there?
Right.
And then 20 minutes into the meeting, we're talking about the 5th item. Has that person been disqualified from talking?
Well, that's why we're having this meeting tonight. What do you guys think?
Like I said before, I think we should focus on maybe 2 chapters per meeting and
Right.
narrow the scope to where people aren't, all over.
It's a big pill to swallow.
Right.
It is,
A
and
lot there to
so-
digest.
let me give you a little full disclosure, and this is nobody's fault necessarily. I was on the committee. I made 2 meetings because they were in the middle of the day, and I work for a living.
Yeah.
And they went chapter by chapter when they went through it. You made some of them, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
You weren't, you not on that?
No, I
Okay.
was on.
Bob, you made it. Were you on that?
Out there at the school?
No, when they were doing the meetings in the day about this.
Oh, yeah, I was in every meeting.
Okay, well, I wasn't. I made the first one and I made
I may
one,
miss 1 or 2, but.
Somewhere on-
For almost a year.
but using what they did chapter by chapter.
Yes, we
But the
did.
problem is, you weren't there.
Right.
John Reeves said he maybe attended 1 or 2.
Right.
Most of the people
I know.
weren't there.
So you
And-
actually wrote all this and the people weren't there.
I'd be fine with going 1 chapter at a time. I just see 10 months, I see 10 chapters there, and the
Yeah.
last chapter's definitions.
Well, I'd rather do it 1 chapter at a time and get it right than do
Right.
5 chapters a night and get it
Yeah,
wrong.
there's no reason to rush to it. I initially thought 1 chapter, but I thought that was stringing it along
I think
too
you
long,
could do
but I'm
2.
fine with 2.
I think you could do
Well.
2 a night.
What's that?
2 a night.
2 a night? I'm okay with that. So
And that way we-
October the 22nd, we'll do chapter 1 and chapter 2.
Yeah.
Now she,
Can I say one thing?
yeah, go ahead.
You want, going that slow, you're also gonna still have petitions that will have to be heard in those meetings as well. So you're gonna have that plus the other, so your meetings are gonna get really long.
So it should be.
If you have any rezones that you have to do, if you have anything else that you have to do in a meeting, because you can't put those off. They have to be
Right.
done within a certain time frame.
Right.
So you really need to think about that too.
That's mine, maybe 1 chapter per
Either
meeting.
you're gonna
would be
have
better.
to do special meetings to not interfere with your regularly scheduled, because you're only gonna know a month in advance. And every public hearing you have doesn't have to be advertised again. You can continue it.
So do we have anything for the October meeting? Yeah.
Do what?
Do we have anything for the October
No.
meeting?
No, it would be you would be pushing everything off to the November meeting.
So we could do 2 chapters and decide where we're going. on that.
You can, but you have to continually have the meeting.
Oh, true.
So the public hearing just keeps having to go on, because you can't just like,
This is too important to rush through.
right, and
Yeah, we
I'm
don't
just
wanna
telling
rush
you,
it.
like, what will be the problem is you can't have a meeting and then jump again back into the public hearing.
Right.
So it'd have to be meeting after meeting after meeting.
So we do
either
it-
have to have a special meetings in the middle of that, which means you are adding extra meetings to the calendar, which means you have to advertise again those meetings as well.
So you're saying we could open the public hearing and then push it to the next meeting without closing
It does
it?
state that in the notice that it can be continued from time to
Right.
time, and how I mean, all notices say that. All the notices say that. So even if you had not made a decision tonight, you could have moved it on to the next meeting.
So we
Kind of
could
the thing.
shoot as a goal for 2.
Yeah, let's do 2 in the first one and see how it goes. If it looks like we could go 3 in the next one, we'll go 3 in the next one.
I think it depends on the chapter.
Yeah, it does. The other thing is, when they went through it, they didn't go sequential. They jumped around with chapters that were related, for lack of a better way of saying it, or that acted on each other. But to recreate that's gonna be an issue probably. Plus, if we tell people ahead of time, hey, we're looking at chapter 1 and chapter 2, bring your comments, you got 3 minutes,
I think
and
that,
let's just go through them. I think that's the way to roll.
Let me
So
ask
that's
a
the
question.
22nd of October?
27.
Well, see, the public hearing says you're gonna go through all the chapters, because that's what the public hearing had to say. All chapters are gonna be discussed. Just so you know that that's what's in the legal notice that was.
maybe we can
out.
have a discussion about all chapters, and then the following month, focus on chapter 1 and 2 specifically. Then we can have a public,
There's questions I want answered, like, of the people on this committee, how many attended meetings? Is there attendance taken at these meetings? Then I think that ought to be made available, because there's half of those people never went to a meeting. Or if they did, 1 or 2. And this is just like the comprehensive plan that they tried to cram down our throat without alterations. That a group of outsiders brought that to us and said, you've got to do this now. No, if we pass this a year from now, that'll be great. Whatever time it takes, it's too important to rush it through.
Yeah, I agree with you. The other problem you're gonna run into is the end of the year is coming, and we could change bodies in here. There could be people, that's part of it. Yeah. So, that's still no reason to hurry it along. I'm just saying you could have different people sitting at the table.
But I would like at the hearing to have the attendance sheet of the people who attended.
It was there, Bill.
Yeah,
So we
they
need
took
some sign there.
attendance.
Okay, but making that public, is what I'm saying.
Can you make note of that? So to ask her for that?
Yeah.
So there's 3 people not gonna be on the board, or one will need to be reappointed, Mike will need to be reappointed by whoever appointed him, and then you'll have a new council member and you'll have a new commissioner. So we'll have 3 new members after the first.
At least-
Council member's not here anyway, so council
Right.
member hasn't been here
But
anyway.
you have to wait till their meeting, their next meeting before,
Right.
so you won't know who it is until after their first meeting of the year, so either one of them. So-
any updates would be updated in real time, so if somebody else is appointed, then they would be able to catch up quickly, correct?
Should be able to.
So the questions that you all received are
Mhm.
all on the website,
All right.
Okay.
for the public to see. I just gave you guys a copy of it, so you have a copy of what's currently questions were asked. So they're being specific to what's in the UDO, nothing outside of that. They're not answering any questions outside of that, they're just answering specific questions that have to do with the book. So, that's right now. So,
Well, I would say for the first public hearing, and we can talk about all 10 chapters, but we're gonna focus on chapter 1 and chapter 2 and hammer it out. So we need to get that out there as soon as we can so people can kind of sharpen the pencil, focus on those 2. Well, we could talk about all of them since that was what was in the public hearing. But if we get bogged down on chapter 10 and we don't get through chapter 1 and 2,
All right.
you know, that may be an issue. It's just a lot to take on. We're not gonna be able to do it in one meeting. There's no way, shape, or form. And I don't think anybody wants to be here to midnight.
Well, if you limit it to chapters like that too, you're gonna reduce the number of people.
Well, what I think we'll do is, I mean, the public hearing has already said we'll talk about all of them the first night. We'll go through the 10, just hit the high points, and then tell them that night, tonight we're gonna focus on 1 and 2, next meeting we'll do 3, 4, 5, 6, right on down through our meetings, with the understanding that we will have business to conduct in the meetings as well, potentially. Stuff slows down a little bit in the winter for construction and everything, but rezoning does not, because
All right.
the weather doesn't matter.
I move that we do
I'll second.
All right, so we have a motion to, can you restate it? We talked about,
that. We talk about all
Focus on-
10, but we tell them, we're just really gonna concentrate on
1 and 2.
in depth on 1 and 2.
Okay. I think that's the best way to proceed, so that's his motion, seconded by Chad. All in favor of proceeding that way? 8-0, all right. So we will conduct those meetings as stated, talk about all 10 chapters, but try to focus on 1 and 2 in that meeting. And
With the 3-minute timeline like we have.
3 minutes on each speaker,
And that's in the third floor courtroom.
and that's gonna be on the 3rd floor at the courtroom. On October the 22nd at 6:30, I'm assuming, just like the rest of our meetings.
And again, I would like that list and attendance made available to the public.
Well, we will have that open house on the 3rd.
And where's that at?
That's
Here.
That's gonna be in here. Okay.
That's from 4 to 9, so if you want to.
9.
Can you post that on the website, the
Everything's posted on the website.
the attendance?
No,
Okay.
they have all that information.
Is that something that we could ask on the website and expect an answer, or they say? no?
Yeah, you can, that's the Debbie.
All right, got it.
All right. Is everybody satisfied with that? Okay. Obviously, because we voted 8-0, we were, right? All right, number 7, public comment. Anybody got public comment on the UDO or anything else?
I just have a question. So if you're gonna go like a couple chapters each meeting, so then at the end would be, you would vote on it as a whole, or?
That would be my assumption, but that may be a meeting in and of itself. We'll see how, I don't know how fast we're gonna proceed through or how slow. It depends on, some of the chapters are a lot more involved than
I
others.
read it.
Yeah. So, you know, what I would suggest is Post-it notes. That's what I'm doing as you go through it. Oh, I want to, this is what I want to know about this, and slap it right there on that page, right there next to what you've read, and just go down through it. And then hopefully we can get enough people with those that can speak on it, and we can ask the people that wrote it, you know, what were you thinking here? What were you thinking there? What is this about? What is that about? And get everybody's questions answered.
I also would like the attendance to show if they're freeholders in the county and if they reside in the county. Because I think we got people on this that are renters and making decisions for those
Yeah.
people on land.
I agree.
I agree on that one.
I know about my property taxes, I must own it. Feels like I'm buying it a lot.
Haven't been to that.
You understand that?
Anything else from the public? Either one of you?
I'm here to learn.
We all are, I hope we learn every day. Okay, staff report, anything? Plan commission comments? Nobody?
Yep, on this UDO, I hope that everybody in the county realizes that the 3 or 4 that attended every meeting, this was going on for a year. Like he said, takes another year to finalize everything, there'll be more eyes on it, and this is good stuff. and things. Some of it, I think, is misinformation, but when we look at that, Mary run along there, and we cry, this here, there's me and Steve Fox, and the planning commission, and like I said, that was very intentionally done, and we've done it best for the public.
Well, I've talked, I mean, I'm friends with Mary, so I've talked to her quite a
Yeah.
bit about this, and once
She's
again,
very
she-
intelligent
she
lady.
She couldn't make a lot of meetings,
Right.
because it was at the time that it was, and so I think that's a problem.
Yeah.
I just think it would be great, the public needs to be aware that this was a draft, and we're doing this first step in trying to make sure
Right.
we rectify
Yeah,
the situation.
there's nothing set in stone yet, that's the
Yeah.
whole point of having these meetings and having the,
Well, doing
public
it just so
hearing.
it gives them a better understanding that we're there to walk them through it.
right.
But you're not, you also are not the final step.
No, no.
The commission makes the final step.
Yeah,
You're
but
just like
if
any
we can-
public hearing, you're gonna make it
Right.
favorable,
But
unfavorable,
we've got to
no
do due
recommendation.
diligence.
Exactly.
Yeah. So-
and the more cleanup we can do, the less they'll have to look through and figure out on their own later on. Because there again, this is not gonna happen before those people change as well.
All right.
We don't even know who they are yet.
I want to commend you on taking it slow, because I think that's very, very.
Yeah,
This
I'm in
is
no
going
hurry.
to change a lot of people's lives,
Right.
if, you know, and I think I commend you guys on taking it slow and doing the right thing.
I don't think anybody ever had intention to just rush through it.
No, I never saw this as a single meeting thing.
No, gonna be a whole bunch of,
Yeah. Well, there's gonna be, there's gonna be some give and take. They're gonna have to rewrite some things. It's just, that's part of it. That's what they got paid for. Or if they've been paid yet, I don't know
well,
if they
a
have or
lot
not.
of it too, state regulations too.
Right.
We may not like it, but that's where it says. State, DNR, a whole bunch of different rules.
Okay, anybody got anything else?
I move we adjourn.
All right, Bill moves that we adjourn, and I get a second. Oh, Donna got you, Chad. All in favor of adjournment? Hey, no, we are adjourned. Thank you very much for coming.
This is the quickest meeting we've ever had.
No.
You don't say that.